All right, Vegas Browns. Raiders Browns. Let me move over to full game. I'm on first half. This total opened up at 55.5. It is now down to 53.5. The Browns opened as 3-point favorites. That is now down to 2.5. Raiders 3-3, 2-1 on the road. Browns 5-2, 3-0 at home. 22 mile per hour winds are expected. 48 Fahrenheit showers. The offensive line that spent the week in isolation after Trent Brown's positive COVID test looked terrible. And Birdie said that. When I got all excited about betting the Raiders late into our Sunday show, Birdie was like, this is a mistake. This offensive line's been in isolation all week, and he was absolutely right. They allowed 3 sacks, miscommunications all over the place. The running game struggled, and it got worse as the game went on. Right tackle Sam Young went down with a knee injury in the second quarter. Right guard Gabe Jackson was ejected in the third. That was a big I would have said it was the biggest turning point in the game, but that was 24-17. They actually made it 24-20 before everything fell apart. Josh Jacobs held to 17 yards on 10 carries, 3.2 yards per carry. They also lost Jonathan. Well, he didn't play. Jonathan Abram missed the game because their safety had close contact with Brown on Tuesday. Cargo's 24 for 36 for 284 yards, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Aguilar continues to be Carr's favorite target. He looks incredible. 5 passes for 107 yards. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixona and wide receiver Brian Edwards are questionable. Browns lost Beckham for the year with a torn ACL in their 37-34 comeback win over the Bengals. After starting the game 0 for 5 with an interception, Mayfield was spectacular. I mean, he really stepped up in a way I wasn't expecting. 22 of 23. He ended the game 22 of 28 for 297 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Rashard Higgins, 6 catches for 110 yards. Harrison Bryant, 2 touchdown catches. Kareem Hunt ran 18 times for 76 yards. The Browns' defense did not look good. The Bengals scored on every possession in the second half. Tight end Austin Hooper is doubtful. Linebacker Jacob Phillips and guard Wyatt Teller are questionable. Raiders, Browns. Bebsy, take it away.
Why don't you tell me many miles per hour the fucking wind's going to be 7 days from now? Fuck's sakes.
It's windy. Very windy.
No, we don't know that. Nobody knows that. Anyways, listen, I don't have a play in this game. I'll get that out of the way. I'm curious about this game, to be honest with you, because there's part of me that thinks, and I said this at the start of the year with Cleveland, I think Odell Beckham almost hurts them because just the fact that he wants that ball so much, and I feel like Baker forces it to him. They did great without him. They really looked good, and I almost wonder if this is addition by subtraction. And it's not me knocking Odell Beckham, the player. It's me knocking the fact that, there's so much pressure to get him the ball. I wonder if this offense doesn't open up a little bit more in his absence. Now, having said that, the Raiders coming off a loss, they're still a good football team. Josh Jacobs is not going to have a bad game 2 weeks in a row. I just don't see it. So I really like the Raiders for that reason, but I want to see this Browns offense operate without OBJ, and I really think they could be better.
It's a very, very interesting take, one that Robbie Tagaloa agrees 100%. Very interesting take. Dan Kelly says there will be too much weight given to OBJ injury. Now that Baker Field doesn't have to constantly make sure that OBJ has his shiny thing to play with, the O will be better. So he agrees completely with what you are saying. This is very there's Lily Gunn in the house. So great to see you, Lily. Half of the Vegas Gun duo, Lily Gunn in the house. I think those are very, very good points. And the key point is that this injury to OBJ might be helpful to the offense. Now, I don't believe that they're better without him. But in the short term, it may help the offense. In the long term, I think it will hurt them. But here in the short term, and then what we saw from the Raiders is not who the Raiders are. It was just a worst case scenario. They beat the Super Bowl champions. They get this time off. They have the COVID issue. and then it's a total mess. So I don't know what to do. Do you agree with this total that's gone from 55.5 down to 53.5?
No, if anything, I think it goes over. I think both teams can put up points in this. So I lean over. I said at the start, no play for me, but I'm really curious about this. I want to clarify. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is a fantastic player. I just think the pressure he puts on especially Baker Mayfield is still a young quarterback, and he can get bullied by a guy like OBJ. Baker looked really great in that game.
Oh, the Jacobs props. This is exactly the situation. Robbie Tackle just saying Jacobs props over. This is exactly the situation. I mean, we talked about it last week, and it's at two different extremes. We talked about it last week. We said, whatever you do, not whatever you do, but we said there was guys taking the Derrick Henry rush yards over. It was 87.5, something like that. And we said, don't do it. Don't take a guy after a career day. Dennis Garcia went on the under catch. It's the opposite. Take a guy's props over when he has his worst game of the year. I think that's a great call, Robbie. A great call. Alvin Smith says, so why not bet, Bebsy?
Well, we talked about this. I'm a coward, but I will not be pushed around, Alvin.
Okay. I've got no move either. If I had a free play, I would take Raiders money line. Dan Kelly says Baker looked great as soon as OBJ was out of it. The play OBJ got hurt on was a pass that Baker forced to him. Brooklyn Funk Project, my man Pete in the house.